Hello, this is Warpath 1985 speaking. Today's final day of the 12 Days of War, also known as the 12th Day. As we're discussing the G.I. Joe Retro Collection, Sergeant Stalker. Now, Stalker was first released way back when in 1982, and there was two different versions released in the first year of G.I. Joe and the second year of G.I. Joe. Have a version of that version 1 figure, this one right here. For example, the first version was much darker, this being the new Retro Collection, or second version of the Retro Collection version, whatever. That was released with the Bumblebee set. And the main difference between the first version and the second version is that the second version, because it's based on the second version's mold, because the first version only had hinges for the arms, like this, whilst the second version had swivels, like this. I'll post an image of both of them here, probably the rest of them, the other variants, because I was hoping to YouTube review the second version of Stalker. I'll probably have it here with the rest of the version, 80s version, whatever one's here. But yeah, I was able to get it over at SoCal Joe Fest. But at least it got a corporate adder, which is still pretty good, nonetheless. I'll put the figure aside for comparisons later. But anyways, this figure was released back in 2022/2021. It was released during the third-ish wave, right? If I recall correctly, because the first wave was Destro and etc. No, that was the second wave. And Destro was the Robot. So I believe this was released in the second wave of the Retro Collection series when they were still doing like modern style figures. Focus. Because that is a lot of articulation, and he was actually the first G.I. Joe modern articulated mold per se that uses the same general, or more so, was a test bed for the futurely released, for example, vintage collection style of articulation, where it uses ball joints instead of hinges. And the reason why I say that because around the same time, vintage collection, I believe it was the Sword Trooper. That was the first version to introduce this new articulation point, where it uses hinges, which was called the hinge ball joint around the time of this figure's release. And it was the first like really super articulated figure that has released for the orange toy lines, specifically for Star Wars, because G.I. Joe wouldn't really get that amount of articulation until much later, even though they technically did with back in 2011/12 with this figure, originally both of these figures, the Storm Shadow and Ninja Viper. So the reason I mentioned the general weirdness of the articulation is that there is frequently reports, including my first version of this figure, where the elbow will just break off, which does suck. And the reason why is that the elbow joint is very, very strange, and it's also starting for that weird yellowing plastic thing, technically, right? Yeah, it is. Because it's not really fragile. It's more or less if there's like any sort of flashing here and here, which there are pretty much a lot of in various versions of this figure copies, because this was released around the time when Hasbro's QC was horrible, like Earthrise, etc. It pretty much get caught on that and it just snap off. It's really weird. I still don't know how does it exactly like happen, but that's probably like the best theory I can probably think of. But for articulation for this version of Stalker, it's very, very nice. Has a very nice ball joint. Has a very nice ball joint in the abdomen that connects to the rest of the chest. This means you can have a really nice ab crunch and a very nice arcing back. The arms can go so far. Sounds like a cool commander thing, but that happens. Can go pretty much that far. Has a nice elbow, real deep elbow when you think about it, because of G.I. Joe figures, because usually they're like 90 degrees. There's like after but more 9 more than 90 per se. Has very nice hinges, but they're more or less kind of very similar to the modern style Star Wars like hinges, where they're kind of like this. Instead of having, for example, where it has like a arm that can bend outwards and one that can bend inwards. This is the heat vibrator curious from the 50th anniversary. You can tell by the cool base plate. But yeah, because he can hold his gun in various, I guess, really weird ways that kind of look very natural, but also kind of really don't. It's very weird. I'll probably show off later. But yeah, he also has a a swivel. Now this is only like a thing with the G.I. Joe body mold. I don't know why it has it. I think it. Actually, no. I think the Cobra Trooper one also has it. But yeah, he has like a swivel. Super weird. You not only have like a upper chest movement, you also have a swivel where the hips are. Or so weird. The legs can almost have a nice spread. They have a thigh cut, which means they can move pretty much the full 360. They can kick very, very far, because of course he's Stalker and has some training of martial arts per se. Can't really go that back far per se. It can if you like do some weird shenanigans by having the leg point more like outward like this. But if you just have it stock configuration, just can't really go that far. It's kind of like similar to Rise of Beast Optimus Prime, I believe. But let's do this here. Yep. Has very nice knee bend. Also has a boot cut, which was, I believe it was first introduced with some of the Black Series figures. Not the 3/4 versions, but more or less just Black Series figures. Or was it classified? I can't remember. I think it was actually classified. Yes, it was classified, if I recall correctly, because let's grab my Destro here. It was first introduced, was classified. So yeah, it's weird because it has more attack edition than classified, but also has some elements of the prototype area for the Vintage collection, so it's very weird. And of course it has a nice ankle tilt, and can also go up and down, which is of course like a carryover from the Storm Shadow mold, at least with Renegades that I mentioned earlier. Now the accessories this figure does come with were strange per se. One of them was obvious. One is base plate. This is actually a brand new mold apparently, because it actually has a stamp that says copyright 2021, so it was released 2021. It was late per se, it's confusing. Actually it's mid 21 because it was like before the O-Wing stuff, but yeah, it was released in 2021. Hasbro made Vietnam, etc. And it has Sergeant Stalker. And of course it says that on the actual base plate itself. Very cool. Their accessory does come with is a MP5. Now I don't know what sort of variant MP5 it is. I do know it's like from the 70s. It's probably like a SES type of like modified MP5 per se, because they were obsessed with this thing. Of course, because if you've seen the most familiar with the SES, you probably know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's pretty cool. The other accessory it does come with is this, a grease gun, which is very, very random, but also might be a reference to like his previous 25th anniversary figure, which came like a German machine gun that I can't remember what it's called, but I should name it here. But yeah, he also comes with a 1911 that's very big, but also very small, just like the real one, and a little combat knife. The other accessories, of course, is web gear, which is removable. I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's removable. For comparisons, here he is with the second retro collection release, which is based on the color scheme of this figure, instead of the vintage collection, which is a much darker shade of green, and it was entirely different camo color scheme, whatever. But yeah, it's supposed to replicate the first release of the Vintage Collection, but the Vintage Collection figure. If you're wondering where this came from, it came from the Bumblebee All-Striker set from 2022, I believe, because it was stored the 40th anniversary of G.I. Joe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because it was like celebrated the 82 series. For other comparisons, for his other 82 characters, such figures, here he is with the 20th anniversary. Oop, he's fallen. That sucks, but whatever. Sergeant Flash and Sergeant Grunt, which they technically demoted him because they didn't give him his Sergeant mantle back for this version, which of course reuses the body mold of the 20th anniversary, not 20th anniversary, the West Collection Stalker, as you can tell. And the reason why he looks a little bit taller per se is because yes, he has an entire different crotch, which has these weird gummy like ball joints that are really easy to break off. Which goes to show that they definitely like use this toy line as a weird testbed for the future like Star Wars Vintage Collection series. Which wasn't the first time they did it. But yeah. Set these figures aside. With his fellow Vietnam buddies, Snake Eyes, and Storm Shadow. But yeah, I do recommend this figure because not only is it really good representation of the character of Stalker, it also is quite affordable, and it's mostly the affordable version of Stalker other than the classified version, which is going on sale on several websites, stuff like that, which is also probably gonna get like a retro version style. I'm honestly like saying that because this figure kind of got its tactical retro version per se, because it got like a O-ring style figure later on that's based on this color scheme. And I wouldn't be shocked if that version will eventually get one, because a lot of the various earlier classified figures are getting like retro styled versions. Destro, Duke, Baroness, Scarlet, etc. are like good examples. And some more general like stuff I can really think about other than just it being really cheap, like really cheap, like full on $9 plus free shipping cheap. You can still actually find this figure on, I believe, Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth, which is pretty good, alongside with his other wave mates, the Cobra Officer, not Cobra Officer, but Cobra Trooper. What else? Nope, that's pretty much everything I really think of. I guess that's all for the final day of the 12 Days of War. This entire series has been very tiring and very much time consuming for my general schedule, because oh man, the amount of times the series has been very difficult and very time consuming per se is a understatement. And hopefully when this gets released, it'll be released in on the 24th. And tomorrow there'll be a nice, awesome Christmas special, which was supposed to be announced, or more or less teased in the announcement video that was supposed to come out way back in, it was like December 12th, I think. Actually, no, December 6th. I actually wanted to announce it. But it had to be cancelled because Adobe, of course, crashed on me, including my computer, because it ate up on memory, so I wasn't able to post it, which is big sad for me. But anyways, that's all for this review. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you for the Christmas Day special. Will probably be coming out tomorrow after this video is posted, hopefully. Yeah, I'll see you next time.